Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Aaron Lewis, and joining with me on my chair here is my double factor turquoise violet Konya Atlas. Now, it has been several months since I've last done a YouTube video, but in my defense, we had been moving, getting settled into the new house, which I'm very excited for because now we don't have any real estates or anything to deal with. So it just gives us more room to do animal related stuff here. A lot of great projects that are coming up within the next couple years. I plan on building a pond in the backyard for Apollo to move out to. But the main point of this video is I want to first show you guys the new pet room. Now bear in mind it is a little bit smaller than what the last pet room was at my previous house because this is an older house, so the bedrooms are smaller, but I made it work. It is a bit tight in there, but I just want to bring you guys along on the journey so you can see how it is now, and maybe eventually when I do what I want to do in that room, you will see it transform and give me a bit more space to utilize. Now, let's go check out the new pet room. This right here is the gateway to the pet room. Now, as you can see, we do have a puppy door on the entrance, and that is because we actually have two new pups. They are Australian Shepherd Cross Border Collie. They are siblings. This one here is Ollie. He is the male, very cute, and this one here is Ellie. She's a little girl, 11 weeks old. They love playing with each other, but I will do a video on those two another day. But right now we are doing a pet room tour. Now we walk right into Apollo's aquarium, which a lot of you guys will be familiar with, especially if you follow me on TikTok. I do a lot of aquarium related videos through Apollo, just little shorts of him eating. So if you haven't already, go check out my TikTok. Link is down in the description box below. Now, I'm not certain what my last video on YouTube was of the turtle tank, but I know that I have lowered the water level of this aquarium, and I don't know if I did a video on it. Now, the reason why I lowered it, it used to be up to here, as you can see, the calcium line there, but the tank started to bow in the middle a bit. Now, the recommended level for the Reptile 1 tank that I have here was actually down to here. It had a sticker that said, do not fill any higher than this. This is the max water level. Me being me, I said, Apollo needs more swimming room. So I filled it right up to the top. I had a turtle dock up the top, on the top here, so you could go up and bask. And he was utilizing it all, but I was really worried that the tank would burst one day, so I lowered the water level. It's still higher than the max water level recommended, but to me, a turtle should not be swimming around in just this amount of water space. It needs more water. They're turtles. They live in rivers, creeks, lakes, so they definitely do need more water space than what the max water level is for these aquariums. So I did that, and I've also pretty much changed the substrate over to coral, crushed coral, just to keep the pH and KH at a steady level, and then we just have some larger pebbles mixed through it. And also it is safer than having what I had before, which I had little pieces of gravel in here with him, and he can ingest that, and obviously it can get caught up in his system and he could pass away from it. So I feel much happier having this in the tank, and plus if he ingests this, it's not going to hurt him at all. It's just going to pass through his system and come out as poo. And then up the top here we have an above water turtle dock. We have his basking light here. It just has fake grass on there. He was actually basking up there before I came in to the room to film, but he jumped into the water because I think he thought he was getting fed. As you can see, he's trying to bite my finger because he thinks it's food. Now, I do take him out probably once or twice a week to a little outdoor pen that I have. It's just so that I can ensure that he's definitely getting enough sunlight and also allowing his shell enough time to dry out so it doesn't go soft and cause infection. It does have a lot of algae growing on it, as you can see, a little green around his shell there, but they are going wild. Ollie, no. Oh, he just knocked his head into that cabinet. But turtles in the wild, they have algae on their shells, so I'm assuming it's okay. As I said, his shell has plenty of time to dry out. His shell molts. He's recently lost a big disc there. As you can see, it's fresh. So he's still going through his rhythms. He's really loving this aquarium. We have 3 filters running on it. There's one there, there's one there, and then there's a big canister filter which goes underneath his sand here. Just a Aqua one there. I eventually want to get a Fluval FX7 or whatever it is, just because I feel like he definitely needs a more powerful filter on this aquarium. But pretty much the canister filter shoots the water over here. This one shoots the water out of the little tunnel area there, just so the water's constantly flowing. And this big one shoots it back down to go into the canister filter. So his aquarium stays very clean at all times. And I'm constantly having to clean the front glass due to algae, just because we do have 2 powerful LEDs running on it. And also that curtain, well not curtain, those blinds are open majority of the time, so sunlight's always bounding onto his aquarium. Now we will move on over to Hades tank habitat, you might say, which is just behind Apollo's tank here. So there's the door, you come around here, very tight little area, and then you come to Hades tank. The door, this is the only door that can open, it just sits flush up against this. He is just hiding away in there. I rarely ever see the guy. He's either burrowing. He does come out every morning and sunbakes underneath the light. He lies on those rocks there because they get very hot. His sunbaking light's just there. His water bowl's in there. We have his fresh veggies and just some crickets and worms in there. He's not a real big fan of the crickets and worms, but I still like to try and force him to eat it. And then every other day he gets his cat food, his wet cat food. I use Science Diet just because it is a good brand. It's not the best brand, but it is a good brand and he likes it. So I don't just buy like your cheap kibble and stuff like a lot of people do. I like to make sure that he definitely is getting the nutrients that he needs. But that is his enclosure there. And then we move on over to Zeus's enclosure. Now I actually have him booked in at Unusual Pet Vets on, Wednesday? Just because, as you can see here, he does have an extremely large lump forming on his back there. As you guys probably saw in previous videos of Zeus, there was a little lump there, but it wasn't nothing too serious. I just thought it was like little growth or something. I was leaving it, and then overnight it pretty much turned into this. And I want to get it seen to ASAP because I don't want it harming him in any way. I don't really know what it is. It could either be like a worm under there, could be a cyst. I don't think it'd be a cancer, just with how fast it grew. But then I could be wrong. I don't know how fast cancers do grow in little reptiles like this. I do hope he's going to be okay. He's still healthy. He's going through a molt at the moment. He's still eating all his food. So it's not harming him in any way. So I don't think it is cancer, cross fingers. We have a new succulent plant in here that he keeps knocking over. Now, I don't know the name of this plant, but I absolutely love it. I want to get more for Aries Aries tank, just because they grow really nice and they actually turn into like an orangey sort of plant at the tips. I really love this setup. I do want to get more plants in there, but for some reason he bowls them over and then they end up dying. So it is a bit hard to keep plants alive in there because he's always running around, because he can see Aries, which is just over there. Which Aries is actually eating at the moment. Look at that. He's chowing down on his fresh veg. He's loving it. But he can see Aries most of the time. As you can see, Aries underneath his mouth there is all black. And that's what they do when they're trying to show off that they're the bigger male. And he just sort of just runs around his tank, not really bothering, but he will jump up and try and get out to him. So I'm going to have to come up with some sort of solution where they can't see each other at some point. I don't know how to do that because I don't want to really put a board over this, because I like looking at myself and I don't want to have to remove a board just to see my lizard. So I'll see, maybe if I swap these two enclosures around, because Aries doesn't really seem too fussed about Hades because he's always hidden anyways. And then if we just go above the tanks, I'll just show you what I have on display and stuff. On the walls here, we just have some handmade candles that my girlfriend and I made, crystals, a reptile plant that used to be in all the tanks when they used to be fake, some handcrafted, crocheted little animals that my girlfriend made me. So we have a little turtle, cow, and then a little cute dinosaur. She's a very talented young woman. I tell her that she should sell them, but she doesn't think that she'll make any money on them. But to me, they're really cool. And then we have a painting that my mum did. It used to be in the old house in my bedroom. My mum also painted these. They're Native American pieces. She's a very good artist, as you can see, very realistic. Then we have Lego cars here. So this is a GT. And then we have a Mercedes-Benz four-wheel drive over here. They are very realistic. Look at that. My girlfriend built this one. It took her probably, what, like 3-4 days? It even has door handles. You can open the doors. Very cool. I'm starting to get sort of into Lego, like the Technic sort of range that they do. So far we have the Mercedes and then the GT. I love making Lego. My girlfriend is the one that actually got me into it. We started out by collecting the botanicals here. So this is the Bird of Paradise, which is my favorite one out of them because it's orange and it sort of really suits this room just because it has like the brownie orange accents on it. So that's my favorite one out of all of them. We have a painted eagle here that my mother also did, as well as just your fake plants and stuff. I need to replace that salt lamp bowl, but I'm uncertain where I put them. Just some more paintings that my mum did, some abstracts, Arlo and Chico. Arlo is still alive. He's actually out there in that big cage there, but Chico unfortunately passed away. Then we have just some more Lego stuff. We have the Skyrim dragon, Elderman I believe his name is, and then just my turtle food. Now if we come down here, we will move down to the guinea pig enclosure. Now this is a 2x6 CNC cage grid with a 2x2 loft. So plenty of room for the guinea pigs to move around in. We have their hay bed, which they love to go in and eat their hay. I've just refilled it this morning, so it has some great hay in there. Their fresh fruit and veggies, which was in this dish, as well as celery. There they are down there. They're very skittish. I bring them out every day. I hold them in my hands and I clean their enclosure out, but no matter what, they always go hide. And I'm not certain what I can do to make sure that they feel more comfortable around me. I often hold the celery in my hands and try and entice them out. Sometimes they'll come out. Sometimes they won't. Most of the time they won't because they're just really scared of me. I've never done anything to them. I come in, I play with them, I sit them in my lap. I'm just trying to get them more comfortable, but it's just, they're just not wanting to be more comfortable. I used to have 3 guinea pigs back when I was younger, and they would popcorn around the room, they'd come to me, they'd eat out of my hands, but these guys, they are way too skittish, and I'm not certain what I can do to help them get out of it. And I just realized I forgot to fill their water bottle at the top there, but luckily these ones are full down here, so I will fill that after the video. I forgot to do it when I did their cage clean, so if anyone notices that, don't worry, I will be filling it. So we just have winter, the white one, May, and then autumn just there. And then you're probably wondering why I also have CNC cage grids on the floor. And that is because autumn, for some reason, loves to burrow underneath the liner here. And I just don't like them under there because it causes more mess for me, because rather than their poo going on here, it goes underneath where the towel layer is to help absorb the pee that falls through the mat. And it just, I don't want them on their pee, so I just leave them so they can only stay on the top level. And then we just have some weights here that help weigh it down so they can't burrow underneath it. Now the weights are completely safe for them. They're not going to fall on them or anything, so it's fine, don't worry. And we just have their food, some beds. Now, I bought all this off Pet City. They are a great pet shop, family owned I believe, little family owned business that has been open since I believe like the 80s or 70s. I buy all my food and stuff from there. They have great discounts. So at the top here we just have a little seesaw, which is really just a chew toy for them because they can't fit on that. I actually got this off Temu, believe it or not. I think it was like $3. It's a really great little toy for them to have. I think I also got this off Temu, but you can also get it from most pet stores. I got this little, bunk bed off Temu. So I do also shop on Temu just because it is fairly cheap compared to other places. Oh, they've come out. How long for they before they shoot back away? Nope, never mind. Winter's off. Autumn's still sitting there. She might stay out for a bit, it's uncertain to say. And then we move up to Aries Habitat. Now, his is much bigger just because he really loves to climb. Aries enclosure, as you saw before, unless it was in another take that I did, he was eating his fresh veggies and dried insects. Look how beautiful his coloration is. I love the orange on him. He is probably my favorite coloration out of all my reptiles, just because orange is my favorite color. But we just have your bioactive substrate, mixtures are like sand, and like you have your sugarcane mulch. We have some moss in there, and there's a lot of inhabitants in this. I'm trying to see if I can see any moving around. Often I see like your little isopods and stuff moving around in the sand, the soil down below, but I don't seem to see any at the moment. But it's thriving in here. The only thing that's not really thriving is the plants. As you can see, they're sort of all looking a bit droopy, even though they get the same care as all the other ones, but these ones just don't do too well. And I think it's probably the height of the tank itself, being that the light's all the way up here. The plant light, it doesn't really get down below. And then on top, we just have a photo of a zebra with Casey's mum actually took when they went to Africa, and just some little knickknacks of places that me and my girlfriend have been. So we got the meerkat from Australia Zoo, turtle from Wildlife HQ, and then when my girlfriend went to Canada, she just got me some little knickknacks. That's a little pocket knife and a bear from a zoo she went to. And then I did this as a little abstract orange and black painting. And then just down below we have my crystal collection, which has some hay on it. I'll have to clean that up. Probably should have done it before the video. Some more Native American pieces back there that my mum's painted. A singing bowl, and just some photos of my pups. And all my pop vinyls are back there. Unfortunately, I have no room for them to be out on display, so they have to be tucked away back there for now. But hopefully one day I will be able to make room in here and be able to bring them out on display again. I eventually want to build a stand that can have these two stacked, and then I want to bring in my desk so I can go here, just so I can also be with my animals when I'm playing my games and stuff. And then eventually we also need to get an electrician out to replace this with a fan, because it gets very hot in here. Right now I just have a Dynabreeze fan pointing on to the guinea pigs, so they stay nice and cool. And then we also have the fresh breeze coming in through the window. But the reptiles, they're pretty much fine being in a hot environment. It doesn't get too hot in here that they're going to die from being overheated. But I just want to ensure that my guinea pigs stay nice and cool, which is why that's there. And then we also have an air purifier there that keeps, you know, all the gross smells and little particles to a minimal. Here is the hay bin for the guinea pigs, full on hay. Another little Native American statue. Guinea pig food back there, unopened. But that is pretty much all to this pet room tour. I've gone through everything that I possibly can in here. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that video today. Once again, I'm so sorry it has been so long since I last filmed a proper video on YouTube for you guys. It has just been hectic settling into a new house. As I said, we haven't moved in 18 years. I'm finally living with my girlfriend, which I'm extremely happy about. There's just been a lot of changes happening, so now that we're finally settled in, my reptile room's or pet room's all set up. I have my computer in this study room now, where Atlas and Luna also live. Luna is my girlfriend's bird. So now that we're sort of settled in, I'm hoping to re-kick off my YouTube channel. I say that now, but we're also coming into a very busy period of the year, Christmas time, New Year's time, where I'm probably going to be getting rostered a lot more shifts at my new job, which I'm completely loving also. Much better pay than my previous job and a much better environment. So I'm really happy to start resharing YouTube videos with you guys, and I hope everyone that subscribed to me is still here so you can come along on this new journey with me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Now remember, if you haven't already, go check out my TikTok channel. I always upload little shorts on there, definitely more than I upload on YouTube, just because it's so much easier. Just quickly press a couple buttons, do some editing, and then it's uploaded on there. So if you guys want to see little snippets of any of my pets at any time, make sure you go check out my TikTok account. The link is always down in the description box below. And don't forget, obviously, to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you again. Bye!